so we'll just get into it. So the post is about something that I called zero-click content. And so this is basically what some of the savviest content creators have already been doing for many years. And it's what a lot of people have been doing on social media over the past couple years, including people like yourself, Mark. Like, you are a really good example of zero-click content. So what is it? Let's go back to yeah.
I didn't pay her to say that, just so we're clear. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, kind of going back to the a few minutes ago in our conversation, that was how I reached out to you because of your zero-click content. So, like, to kind of expound on that story, at the time I was working at an SEO content agency called Growth Machine, and I was head of marketing there, so responsible for everything from content to growing pipeline. And at the time, I believe what we were doing was trying to see if there was appetite for growing our suite of services. I think that's what it was. I kind of forgot. And I reached out to you, Mark.
I have a good memory. You were right.
Yeah, okay, good. So I reached out to you because I had seen you posting on LinkedIn about B2B marketing, kind of demand generation, and not really about content marketing because I know that's not your world, but things that were very complementary to that. So I thought, like, well, okay, Mark could be a client of ours. Like, maybe we would be a fit at some point, but I didn't call you. It wasn't the point. It was kind of a double-barreled approach. Like, I didn't reach out to you to be like, hey, can I pitch you on our services? Even though that's like the soft implication, it was more of, hey, like, you actually are in my target ICP. We're considering expanding our offering. You could be somebody who might benefit from this, but at any rate, I would love to see if it's interesting to you, or like, even in a, hey, theoretically, I would buy this, even if I'm not going to buy it today. And you were super nice, and you did. I was like, "Can we do a 20-minute conversation? I'll ask you some questions about this offering," and you were like, "Cool, let's do it."
I love the way that you went about it, to be totally honest, because I think when you frame it like that, like, we're marketers marketing to marketers. Like, I get it. If you would have jumped right in and pitch slapped me, I'd be like, no, thank you.
Totally. And then the other thing too is, like, when you're selling things like services, like agency services, I mean, my opinion is pipeline's pretty unpredictable. Like, you just don't know when someone's going to need your services, and they either very much need you or they do not at all. Like, they do not care what you're selling, and I feel like it's very either or. And I thought, like, well, there's a good chance Mark does not care about what I'm selling, and that's totally fine. But if I approach him like a normal human being and a fellow marketer, he's probably going to be receptive to at least, like, talking and starting a professional relationship. So that's exactly what happened.
And here we are almost 2 years later on a podcast. So it's come full circle.
It's come full circle, yeah. And so we kind of digress, but it kind of comes full circle with the whole zero-click content idea, which is, the platforms today, like Google, all the social media platforms, they essentially ding you for linking out to other things, right? Like, Google will try, and they have been doing this, will try to scrape other websites to put on their search engine results pages so that people don't have to leave the search results page. And sometimes that's a good thing, or, like, not good thing, but sometimes it's beneficial to the user, where, like, maybe you're just Googling Paul Rudd's height, right? You don't need an article on that. You don't need to click on something, right? You just kind of want to see, oh, he's 5'10". Interesting. Now I know.
I love him. He's so funny. Yes.
Totally. Yeah. Or you want to Google his age, right? You don't. But then you might see, like, wait, how old is he? How old is he? In his 50s, maybe? Now I gotta look it up.
You keep talking, I'll look it up.
Yeah.
He's really, was it like the sexiest man alive or whatever that he just
recently
owned? Like, and it was hilarious how well he owned it and leaned into it.
Yeah. So, okay, you look up, he's 53. You're like, dang, he's 53. He looks great. He is, like, ageless. Maybe then you're going to be like, I got to look up more about Paul Rudd and his, like, skincare routine. And then you kind of go into, like, the content you would actually want to theoretically read about. And so so when we see that these platforms are rewarding this kind of behavior, the behavior that doesn't require a click, what are we as marketers supposed to do, right? And the way I see it is you play into it. Like, then you optimize for creating content that doesn't need to be clicked on. And so I call this zero-click content because it is content that offers valuable standalone insights with no need to click. And so clicking would be additive to the experience, but it's not required. And so this works on pretty much any platform. That's why Twitter threads are so popular. It's why LinkedIn posts and carousels are so popular because people are staying on these platforms or scrolling through. Nobody goes to Twitter in hopes of leaving Twitter, right? You don't go there. Like people will say like I'm here for
That's why I'm
information.
on Twitter. Like I'm
Totally.
literally on Twitter to be there, not to be taken to your site.
Totally. And people want information or they want information, entertainment, whatever it is, the value that they have decided, right? But that's what they want. It doesn't mean that they want to click out to leave the platform that they're on.